What's up, guys? It's Danny and Gray's Cards and Toys, and we're coming back at you again today for our final installment in what we got signed at Martinsville Speedway over the weekend for the spring 2022 weekend. I do encourage you, if you haven't watched the first video or the second video before you get started into this one completely, go back and watch the first two in order leading up to the third part. And if you have watched the other parts, or if you haven't, go back and watch them. We got 160 autographs on Thursday, 53 on Friday, and on Saturday we got 20. And you're probably like, 20? Do what? That can't be right. Yes, it is right, guys. There's a story that's going to proceed towards the end of this video. I want to get the hero cards out of the way. You guys seen the thumbnail, you're probably like, he got Jeff Gordon. Yes, that's where the story comes in. A lot of you probably already know about it, but for those who don't know, I will tell about that story. It's kind of heartbreaking to me, but we'll get into that in a little bit because I want to get through these hero cards. Nothing is in particular order, but like I said, we got 20 autographs, so here we go. All right, I added Leonard Wood. I already had Eddie and Kyle Petty on that one. Same thing for these. Leonard Wood right there. And got Leonard Wood right there. Leonard Wood right there. We got Leonard on that portion right there. We got Michael McDowell. We got Michael right there. Michael on that one. We got Bubba. It's pretty cool. Bubba. And another Bubba there. Then we got Matt Tiff. There. Right there. And right there. And then we got Kyle Busch. Okay, we're 2 minutes and 22 seconds in, so this is perfect. That's the hero cards. The other two items are as followed. So we'll get into the story time of the video. And guys, I forgot to actually add this in, so I'm going to randomly add this in some part of that video. This actually got signed on day 2, and I just found it. It's the piece of the Clash asphalt, and I got Joey to sign it. This was from day 2, so really awesome to have gotten this signed. He was really enthused to see it, and kind of got it with a paint pen. Didn't turn out the best, but what do you expect? I mean, it's kind of groovy, so I did want to add that in, so thank you guys. Alright guys, so I'm actually sitting in the floor. Got a fresh haircut there. Been filming in the floor for quite some time because I've got my desk up here piled up. But you guys saw the two cars right here, and sorry for the AC noise if it is loud. I'm trying to speak up. My initial game plan going into Martinsville was getting Gordon to sign my final two 124s that I had. And I had a Mickey and the Roadster Racers car for my son. I didn't, however, get that signed. Alright, so didn't see him Thursday or Friday. I expected to probably see him on race day anyways, so I kind of planned for that. However, I did bring the cars with me each day. But I was setting a goal this year, and you guys know this, and that was to get this car right here signed before the year was up. And I knew it was far-fetched. It was going to be tough, and I set high standards for it. And if I ever had the chance, obviously I would do so. So we fast forward to Saturday, and I hadn't gotten them signed yet. Well, I'm like, this is my time and my chance to get it signed. Well, I brought this Rainbow Warrior car in as well, and I was trying to figure out where I was going to see him at, and got word that he was in the hauler. And what he was doing was he was going from Larson to Bowman's to Byron's to Chase, doing like little team meet and briefs before the race. They had some rain action take place, and he was going from trailer to trailer to trailer. Well, I caught him as he was in Bowman's, and he comes out goes into Byron's. Well, before he had came out, there was a couple guys standing there, and that was leading from Bowman to Byron's. One of them asked, "Can you sign Jeff?" And he kind of ignored it. Well, he moves into Byron's. Well, there was a pit box set up and a little thing and a bunch of little items like briefcases, and he was going to have to come out and go through a little alleyway and then into Chase's hauler. We all know that Chase had the pole, so he was not prioritizing him at the moment as high as he was already in the front of the pack starting the race. And he came out, and you guys will probably, well, I won't show the autographs yet. I'll just hold the cars because this kind of conceals it. Came out of Chase's hauler, not Chase's, Byron's hauler, and one of the guys asked, will he sign? Well, these two guys come around out of nowhere, and they've got 2 cars each, two, and I've got 2, and the other, I think, had 1. I can't really remember. I was just focused on mine. Well, I go up, and I've got this, and I'm showing the angle that I had it at. I had this car pushed forward more than this one. Well, Jeff goes, and he starts signing for those 2 guys, and when he gets to me, he pulls this one forward and signs that one and doesn't sign that one. Well, here was the autograph I got. I'm going to switch the camera around so you guys can see it. And here is the signature. Not really good at all. I mean, I obviously know that it's signed, so I'm just going to leave it as is. And I already got Ray Evernham on there. So, I mean, I guess his car is cool and all, but it's not the greatest. What I think really messed this up was the kind of the ridges there, but it's okay. I mean, I was content with it when I got it, but I was kind of stressed out as well because I didn't have this one signed. All right, we'll turn the cam back around and we'll move forward into the next portion of the night. So obviously I had gotten this one signed, but still this one wasn't signed, and I was like, oh my goodness, can this really be happening to me right now? I've said here, and you guys may or may not know, but I spent quite a pretty penny to get this car, and this car is very significant to me. Obviously I'm a huge Jeff Gordon fan, have been since I know 3-4 years old, same age my son, everything like that. Growing up through the years, it was really important to me. I could go on and on, we just don't have time for it. Well, I was actually in Victory Lane in 2015 for this race win, and I actually seen this car go to Victory Lane. I stood next to it, was in Victory Lane, the whole 9 yards at Martinsville, so it's a huge car to me. Didn't get it signed though at that time. So I was like, man, I've got to get this car signed. You guys know I made the diorama. It's right over there, literally right over that box right there, and everything. Y'all seen that. Y'all know about it. I'm like, man, this sucks. So fast forward, we go on, you know, race starts and everything, and I'm like, well, he should be in one of the pit boxes. So I checked Larson's, no Gordon. I checked Bowman's, no Gordon. I checked Byron, no Gordon. So obviously I said, hey, he's got to be maybe at Chase Elliott's. Well, there was a guy standing back, and he was there. And sure enough, Jeff was at that one. He showed me, he's like, there he is. So I was like, I was in there with Randy, so I went back to Randy, got some hot dogs, talked to him, told him that Gordon's down here, and I hate to be rude to you, Randy, or whatever, but I want to go down and watch him throughout the night, kind of hang out at Chase's. Maybe I'll have a chance at getting this signed. So, actually, got to backpedal for a second and tell you guys about something. Before the race started, I actually asked Alan Gustafson if he didn't mind signing it, and I knocked him out. Right there it is. So I didn't have to worry about that at a later time, and I wanted to get the duo anyways. I'd like to get Rick Hendrick on there, but that's kind of far-fetched. I'm definitely not going to mail this car out, but if I ever have the chance to maybe get Rick, I wouldn't mind having him on the roof. So that's at a later time though. But back to the story, I said, Randy, I hate to do this, man, but I'm going to go hang out and kind of watch down there. If he comes off the pit box, I may try and ask him. Well, fast forwarding, he came down 3 times off of that pit box. One time to get a Gatorade, and 2 other times to check tires. And then the fourth time, we'll get to that, he actually does leave. But the the 3 times, I myself respected him enough to not bother him, because I felt like, he's at the role that he needs to do what he's doing. He doesn't need to be distracted trying to ask for an autograph. And I was like, I just don't feel like it's that time yet. So we all know Chase fell out of the race. He didn't really do much there. Byron took the lead, and I was like, well, how many laps left is it before the guy actually goes over to Byron's pit? I know it's going to happen. So with 10 to go, he starts heading that way, and he comes down off the pit box. Well, me and this other guy was trying to get him. I kind of made talks with this guy. I don't really know him like that. And he kind of rubbed me more off as he was a reseller. I don't know. It's his business, but I know what I was there for, so I really wasn't making too much convo with him. I do think he was a fan of Gordon, but I'm not 100% sure. So me and him were going back and forth while we were walking behind Gordon. Gordon's like 10 feet maybe in front of us. He was like, you do it. You ask him. You ask him. And then I was like, no, you ask him. You ask him. Then he would ask me, he'd tell me. So we kind of went back and forth. And we were already around the the infield care center, and we were headed down that long stretch. And finally I was like, oh man, I got to do this. So I grabbed my gold. I grabbed the car out. I don't want to show it just yet. I'm going to hold it backwards, but I did have it frontwards. And I had already had the pin uncapped, literally, like I'm going to show you right here, like that. And I literally went around, and I was holding it like this to Gordon for him to sign. And he's like, man, get out of here. That's exactly what he said. And I was just like, oh my goodness. It's just not meant for me to get this thing signed, it seems like. So I had been let down twice. Fast forward, I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? Well, Gordon is actually standing behind Byron because the caution that came out. He was standing behind. I know this video is really getting lengthy, but I appreciate you guys hanging out and listening to this. He's standing behind Byron's pit stall, and they're doing the restart. Well, during those cone choose rule, the cone choose rule thing, this guy comes by in a Chase Elliott coat, and he's like, Jeff, will you sign my coat? Well, he had just turned me down on signing the car. He's like, yeah, he signs the coat. I'm like, are you kidding me? Come on. It's like devastating to me. So fast forward, like a minute or two later, a lady comes by with a cap and asks him, will you sign my hat? And he does it. I'm like, are you kidding me? Come on. 2 autographs after I'd have been shut out just a few minutes ago. And I'm like, man, this really sucks. So Byron goes on and wins the race. He's all excited and everything, fist bumping with some of the people. Well, of course, I know he's going to go to victory lane. So I'm like, this is my final chance tonight, literally, to even get this car signed. And I let him go into victory lane, and I can see him on the stage up there. Well, I was on the phone with Josh, and he was through this whole process, knew what was going on. He's like, man, you need to spill your guts to him. You need to tell him how much he really does mean to you and what this car means to you, what, he means to you. I'm like, dude, I don't know what to do. So we fast forward. Gordon's coming off the stage, and I noticed these people were there, and this guy has a hat, and this girl has like a shirt. I think somebody had a program or something. I don't know. I was kind of more focused on what I was doing, and I was like, is he going to sign for them? So they're like, what's up, Gordon? I think one of them wanted to take a picture with him, and he's like, we did it. And they're like, will you sign my hat, my shirt, blah, blah, blah. He takes the guy's pen and starts signing his hat, and then I think he's signing the lady's shirt. I'm like, heck no, come on. And I was like, this is ridiculous. So I'm like, man, I'm getting my car signed. So I reach over the pit wall, and guys, this is one of the few times you probably will hear me say what considered a cuss word or whatever, but I want to tell you guys exactly how it was said to me, and this is what hurt me, and I think it could have been left out, and I wouldn't have probably walked away. Just everything leading up. I don't know. We'll get into that in a second. But I've got the car, and I lean over, and I've got the car, you know, aimed at him like this with the pen. And he says, "You in this car tonight is really being a pain in my ass." And I'm like, "What are you talking about, Jeff?" And he's like, you just won't quit." I'm like, "Dude, you don't understand what this car means to me. You don't understand what you mean to me, what this place means to me." I said, "I saw every one of your wins, whether it be in those stands or in the pits. I was here in the pits when you won with this exact car. I was standing in victory lane. I was going crazy." I said, "It's just so much, man, and you don't understand what it means to me." And he's like, "How am I supposed to believe all that?" I'm like, "I don't know what to tell you other than to just trust me." And he's like, "Yeah, right, bud," or something. He's being a smart mouth about the whole situation. He's like, "I don't know." And then he still hadn't signed it. So I've got the pen already capped and open. Well, he kind of jerks it out of my hand and signs the card. So guys, I did get the autograph, if you can see there. I did get it signed, but it was very traumatic to me. And then he kind of just tosses the pen back like that to me, or whatever, what have you. And I don't know, guys. I've really been thinking a lot about the whole situation. You guys know how excited I was to get that piece signed. That is my holy grail piece in my collection. And it's obviously now signed. It's not the best signature. It's definitely better than this one. But leading up to this, I was so excited. And it's like all the excitement just, I don't know, it went away. Like, I'm not even excited about getting it signed. You know, I had so much excitement about putting it back in the case, and I still haven't done that to see what it looks like. But, you know, I know this happens from time to time, and you'll meet your what you say, hero, and the person you really, really admire growing up, and it's just a bad experience. Now, I've met Jeff before this. This is not the first time I've met him, and I've never had this issue. So I don't know what the deal was. I guess it may be the car, the value of it, but he obviously, after I said what I said, maybe he thought about it. I don't know. But with everything and the way I was treated, I think going forward, I'm not going to be buying any more of his cars. And with the cards that Panini is producing, or past stuff, I'm not going to go out of my way and buy any more. What I pull is what I pull. You know, if I'm at a yard sale or something and I see something maybe cheap, may do that. But I'm not stressing over his stuff for the foreseeable future. And that's just how I've come to agree and accept that that's what I want to do as a person. So it's terrible. I hate that I had to go through it, and I hope none of you ever deal with that with the person that you follow, as it is kind of traumatic, obviously. But that is today's video in a nutshell. Sorry it went overboard, but I did want to share that story with you guys, and I hope you guys really did enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be at Bristol coming soon, so we'll have some autographs coming from that. I know I've got some TTMs backlogged over here, so we'll have those as well as videos with Gray reviewing some cars and whatnot. So hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys later. This is Danny and Gray's Cards and Toys. Take care, guys. God bless.